For more than a decade, millions of viewers have welcomed Savannah Guthrie into their homes each morning. As co-anchor of Today on NBC, she has built a reputation for sharp interviews, warmth, and visible resilience. From moderating presidential town halls to sharing glimpses of motherhood, she has appeared composed and candid in equal measure. It is tempting, when someone is on television every day, to assume we know the whole of them. But public familiarity is not the same as full understanding. Behind the studio lights are private histories, youthful chapters, and relationships that shaped the person long before fame arrived. When her family recently faced a deeply painful crisis, speculation surged online. Yet speculation often says more about our appetite for mystery than about the truth of a person's life. Rumors in the middle of grief. In moments of uncertainty, especially when a family is under intense public scrutiny, rumors multiply quickly. As news about Savannah's mother circulated, dramatic narratives began appearing across social media. Some suggested hidden motives. Others spun elaborate theories about secret pasts or shadow identities. These claims painted a picture of a double life, complete with coded names, decades-old grudges, and clandestine connections. But it is important to pause here. There is no verified evidence supporting these allegations. They remain unconfirmed stories amplified by the speed of the internet. When families are grieving or searching for answers, sensationalism can deepen pain rather than illuminate truth. Responsible storytelling requires us to distinguish between documented fact and dramatic invention, especially when real people and real heartache are involved. The allure of the hidden self. Why do stories about secret identities capture our imagination so powerfully? Part of it lies in a universal truth. Every human being contains layers. The self we present at work differs from the self we show old friends. The confident professional may still carry insecurities formed in adolescence. That does not constitute deception. It is simply complexity. Public figures are especially vulnerable to projections. When we see poise on camera, we may assume there must be turmoil off-screen. When someone appears disciplined, we imagine rebellion hidden beneath. These narratives feel dramatic, even cinematic. But complexity does not equal conspiracy. It is entirely possible for a person to grow, change, and hold private memories without those memories forming a secret plotline worthy of a thriller. Youthful chapters and personal growth. Like many people who came of age in the late 1980s and early 1990s, Savannah spent her teenage years exploring identity, ideas, and ambition. Tucson, where she grew up, offered its own mix of tradition and change. Young people everywhere test boundaries, join clubs, attend gatherings, and form friendships that may later fade. That period of life often includes experimentation with art, activism, or new social circles. Such exploration is not evidence of wrongdoing. It is part of growing up. Suggesting that youthful involvement in community groups automatically connects to present-day crises oversimplifies both history and human development. Growth often means evolving beyond earlier versions of ourselves. The person someone was at 16 rarely defines who they become at 45. The danger of connecting dots without evidence. One of the most persistent elements of the rumor narrative is the claim that an old acquaintance resurfaced during the family crisis, implying a long-buried connection to current events. Yet without official confirmation from law enforcement, these remain stories, not substantiated facts. When we connect distant dots without reliable proof, we risk constructing narratives that can damage reputations and complicate investigations. Real investigations rely on evidence, not dramatic coincidence. Families deserve the space to cooperate with authorities without battling waves of online speculation. In emotionally charged situations, it can feel satisfying to assemble puzzle pieces into a dramatic picture. But truth is often quieter, slower, and less theatrical than rumor suggests. Private identity is not deception. Another theme in the circulating theories is the idea that keeping parts of oneself private constitutes living a double life. That framing deserves careful thought. Many people compartmentalize aspects of their world. A journalist may maintain strict boundaries between professional obligations and personal friendships. A parent may shield children from earlier chapters that feel irrelevant to the present. Privacy is not inherently secrecy in a sinister sense. It can be protection of family, of relationships, of personal growth. To retroactively label ordinary privacy as deception stretches language beyond fairness. Public figures especially must guard certain details simply to preserve normalcy. That does not mean they are hiding dangerous truths. It often means they are protecting loved ones. Grief, pressure, and public perception. When a family faces crisis under national attention, every gesture is analyzed. A steady voice can be interpreted as coldness. A tear can be called performance. Silence can be labeled suspicious. The weight of public interpretation becomes its own burden. Savannah's composure on air has long been seen as professionalism. During personal difficulty, that same composure may be scrutinized through a harsher lens. It is worth remembering that journalists are trained communicators. Clarity under pressure is part of the craft. It does not signal hidden agendas. It signals experience. In times of grief, individuals draw on the coping strategies they know best. For some, that means speaking carefully and maintaining structure, even while emotion runs deep. Choosing compassion. Over-spectacle stories about shadow identities and decades-old secrets can be gripping. They invite us to imagine hidden worlds beneath ordinary surfaces. But when those stories involve real families experiencing distress, compassion should outweigh curiosity. There is no verified evidence that Savannah led a secret, double life connected to current events. There is no official confirmation linking youthful acquaintances to present investigations. Until authorities provide facts, speculation remains just that. Speculation. Choosing restraint does not make a story less interesting. It makes our response more humane. Public figures are still daughters, siblings, parents, and friends. They deserve the same presumption of dignity we would want for ourselves. What we actually know. What we do know is simple. Savannah Guthrie built a distinguished career in journalism. She grew up in Arizona, navigated personal loss at a young age, pursued higher education, and rose through professional ranks through years of work. Like anyone, she carries a past filled with friendships, ambitions, and formative experiences. None of that automatically translates into scandal. In moments of uncertainty, the healthiest path forward is patience. Let investigators do their work. Let families grieve and process privately. Let facts, not fiction, guide understanding. The most compelling stories are not always the wildest ones. Sometimes they are about endurance, faith, and the quiet strength of people facing circumstances no one would choose.